Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the PocketPixels server. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. Once again, as always, this series is sponsored by PocketPixels. And if you want to come join and play with me, all the information you need is in the description. We are on the Pixelmon Yellow Server, so we will give this guy a right click once we're in the lobby. And that will take us to where we gotta go. So, Jubiknight City has grown quite a bit since the last time that I showed you this, which was the first episode. So you can see it's already grown quite a lot. Like, things are coming together, the grid system's working out, lots of people have put up houses and all sorts of stuff, and it's going super well. Today, though, what I want to focus on is some sort of Pokemon stuff, some Pixelmon stuff. And the very first thing I think we're going to want to do is warp to, is it Ball? It's maybe Item Shop? Is this where we would go? What I really want is Pokeballs. Here we go. Pokemart Pokeballs. And I want to just buy, these are $2.50 each. That's kind of a lot. I'm going to buy 5 Quick Balls. And hopefully that is enough. And what we really want to do is catch a Shroomish, because Breloom is probably the best general Pokemon for catching other Pokemon. And the best place to do this, the best place to find a Shroomish, which evolves into Breloom, is going to be a mushroom biome. Although I'm not actually seeing mushroom on here, which is a little unfortunate. But we can also go to a roofed forest biome. They will spawn here as well. And Shroomish, what makes it so good for catching other Pokemon is essentially that two things. Breloom gets False Swipe, which is like the quintessential catching other Pokemon move, right? Because it will never actually knock out the opposing Pokemon, so you can reduce their HP without fear of accidentally knocking them out. And it also gets Spore, which is a 100% accurate move that puts Pokemon to sleep. And sleep is the best status condition for catching other Pokemon as well. So, what we are looking for is a Shroomish, and they spawn during the day and also the morning. And right now, it is day. Hopefully we'll be able to find one here. Not much luck just yet. Let's see. The problem with these roofed forests is that it makes it really hard to actually see any Pokemon, because they just block your vision. But I'm fairly confident that if I hang around here enough, I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. Well, no luck, unfortunately, and it is night now, so it's too late for Shroomish to be spawning, but I had totally forgotten there is the Safari Zone on this server, which has essentially all of the biomes kind of in an area where, you know, it's a little bit easier to catch. So, for example, there's no mushroom biome, unfortunately, and I asked in chat, and there is quite literally no mushroom biome anywhere to be found. But what we can do is find the roofed forest here in the Safari Zone, and you can see this is a lot flatter, so it will be much easier to find the Pokemon we're looking for in this area as opposed to going to, you know, regular roofed forests where you can't really see anything. So I'm going to wait for morning, and hopefully we'll be able to find a Shroomish. Okay, here we go. It is morning, and that right there is a Shroomish. So we'll throw out our dude. We'll go to our Pokeballs. This is a little different. Here we go. Just chuck a quick ball at it. This UI is different from the last time I played Pixelmon, but that's fine. And There we go. We have caught ourselves a Shroomish. Not too bad, not too bad. We're hoping for Poison Heal. That's Effect Spore. Okay. It's fine, but we don't want Effect Spore on our Pokemon catching Pokemon. We want Poison Heal. So we're going to try again. And it's a 50-50 chance that it has either Effect Spore or Poison Heal. So either one. The problem with Effect Spore is that it gives the opposing Pokemon who hits it with a physical move a random status condition, and we definitely don't want them to have a random status condition because we want to ultimately be able to give them sleep. So Effect Spore is not good. That is also Effect Spore. Okay, we're just going to keep trying until we get one that we want. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Pixelmon, you're occasionally going to see these big, giant, shiny, mega-evolved Pokemon in videos. These are not catchable. You can defeat them and get some special, like, rewards, items, stuff like that, but you cannot catch these. So I'm going to be ignoring them for now because they will always be, depending on, you can see way up here it says Boss Legendary. Depending on what rarity, I guess you would say, whether it's like Legendary, Epic, normal, whatever. Depending on that, they will always be X levels higher than the highest leveled Pokemon on your team. So if we were to fight this guy right now, we would get absolutely wrecked. So until we have like an actual good team that can put in some work against bosses, we're going to be mostly ignoring these. So I actually just got super lucky. I just caught this level 12 Shroomish right here, and it actually has Quick Feet, which is its hidden ability, which when it evolves into Breloom will actually turn into Technician, which is arguably even a better ability than Poison Heal, because it will boost the power of False Swipe. Now, I wasn't planning on that because hidden abilities, especially outside of Ultra Space, are very, very rare. I think it's like a 1 in 150 chance, maybe, if my memory serves me. It's been a while, so I don't remember off the top of my head. But either way, that's extremely lucky. So, what we're going to do, we will keep this one. These guys, I'm sorry, you are not useful to me. We're just going to put them over there. We're going to put this Lucky Egg onto Shroomish. And then we're going to warp to the training hub. Here we go. So you may have noticed I happen to have a level 100 shiny Dragapult. When you first come onto the server, your starter you choose and it will always be shiny. And it may always have its hidden ability, I'm not sure, but this one does. My starter was a shiny whatever the Pokemon is that evolves into Dragapult, and I trained it up first thing. It was the very, very first thing I did. I trained it up here at the training hub. This place is amazing. It is so good for reducing grind. So what we want to do is find Eevee training items right over here, and you can see HP, attack, defense, etc., etc., etc. Now, if you are not super familiar with Pokemon, or maybe even if you are fairly familiar with Pokemon but have never really dived into the competitive or the breeding side of Pokemon at all, Pokemon basically have two hidden stats. One is Eevees, and one is Ivies. Eevees stand for effort values, and Eevees are basically stats that your Pokemon gets from battling other Pokemon. So if you battle a Pokemon with a very high HP stat, for example, you will get HP Eevees, and it will slightly increase your Pokemon's total HP. Same goes for attack, defense, etc., etc. Ivies are more like your Pokemon's genetics. They come from breeding. Like every Pokemon has IVs, and they range in a number from 1 or from 0 actually to 31. So if we look, for example, at the IVs of this Dragapult, it has a 26 in HP, 6, 29, 19, so on and so forth. The higher the number, the better. Once you get into competitive stuff and breeding, you're actually going to be wanting to max out most of these stats. But that's a discussion for another day. When it comes to Eevees, though, we're going to want to train up our Pokemon to optimize it as much as possible. Let's actually check the IVs on this Shroomish. Okay, it actually has a 31 in speed and a 22 in attack, which is not bad. 31 in speed is perfect. So honestly, for a Pokemon just randomly caught in the wild, I can't complain. This is totally fine. So your Pokemon can have a limited number of effort values. You can have up to a maximum of 252 times 2 plus 6, sort of, but 2 of them don't count. So what is that? Hold on. 252 plus 252 would be 504. So you can have 510 Eevees on a Pokemon, and then after that you can't get any more Eevees. And 2 of those Eevees don't actually do anything. You can basically put 252, 252, and 4 is the easiest way to remember it, by maxing out 2 stats and then getting a single point in one other stat. And the reason that I'm mentioning this, before you start training up your Pokemon in other ways, you want to max out their Eevees first, because afterwards you really don't have a whole lot of control over the types of Pokemon you're going to be fighting. So I want to max out the speed and the attack stat on this Breloom. So I'm going to fight a whole bunch of attack guys, and then I will fight a whole bunch of speed guys way over there, and max out the attack and speed. So this place is great. All the Pokemon in here are level 1, so we can just toss out this Shroomish and start wiping things out, and we will get a bunch of Eevees for this. So that's basically the plan. We fight these until we max out the stats. Also, I should probably mention, I have Pokerus, which is a rare, air quotes, virus. It's not really a virus, but it's a very, very rare chance that you will get a Pokemon that has this. But then, once you have it, it's super easy to spread it to all of your other Pokemon. Pokerus, what this actually does is it doubles the number of Eevees that you get from fighting Pokemon. So it actually makes Eevee training even faster. So in combination of the Pokerus, which has now spread to my Shroomish, you can see with this little sort of pink icon here, this should go pretty quick. Okay, so I've got my Shroomish all trained up. You can check by typing /EVs space and then the slot number. In this case, it is the first slot in my party, so Eevee's 1. And there we go, 252 attack, 252 speed, and 6 special defense, although only 4 of those actually matter, because you have 2 Eevees left over that don't do anything. Now, this is the important part. If you are training up a Breloom to be your full swiper, you need to level it up. It evolves into Breloom at level 23. However, Shroomish learns Spore at level, I think it's 40 off the top of my head, and Breloom cannot learn Spore. So the only way to get Spore on your Breloom is to delay the evolution until Shroomish learns it, and then evolve Breloom or Shroomish into Breloom after you have learned Spore. So what we're going to do is fight some of these trainers here. Level 25. Do we have a 50? Here we go. And we can toss our Breloom out to you. These Blissies give a ton of experience, and they only know one move. So like I can Leech Seed here, and it will use Healing Wish. This is a move that knocks out the Pokemon that uses it. So that's their only move. That means I am guaranteed to get tons of experience, even on a low-level Pokemon, without having to worry about being knocked out. So I will learn Giga Drain for now. And then we basically just let it kind of go through and do its thing. And eventually we will get up to level 40 and learn Spore. Toxic, I don't... What's my moveset going to be here? Spore, False Swipe. Yeah, I think we'll skip Toxic as well, because it's probably going to be something like Spore, False Swipe, Swords Dance, and then maybe like Mach Punch or something like that, just so it's not completely useless in battle. Okay, this is the last Pokemon. So what we're actually going to do here is switch over to Dragapult, because I don't feel like fighting this forever with my my Shroomish, and we'll just take this out in one hit. There we go. Shroomish is now above level 40. It does learn Spore right here, so we will learn that, and now we can let it evolve. Now that it has learned Spore, we're good to go. But yeah, you got to delay the evolution until it learns Spore. I have been burned by that a couple times in the past. It's one of the few Pokemon that you really need to delay the evolution on in order to get the most out of it. So there we go. Shroomish evolving, and we've got ourselves a Breloom. So now, I need to finish training this thing up to level 100. That'll be super quick. There's Mach Punch. We'll learn that. I'll need to train this thing up to level 100, as I said, and that'll be super quick thanks to this whole little area right here, especially since I have a Lucky Egg. It shouldn't take me long at all, and then we just got to get False Swipe on it. Alright, now that my Breloom is fully trained up, it is time to get ourselves a False Swipe TM. Now, I'm not sure if it's bugged or if this is intended, but when I look in here, these NPCs in the TM shop are selling a False Swipe TM for 2,500 coins, but it's a Galarian False Swipe TM, which only works on Pokemon that appeared in Gen 8 in Sword and Shield. Breloom is not one of those Pokemon, so we need a non-Galarian TM, and this NPC over here is selling the exact same things that this one is. So I'm not sure if that's intentional or what. However, there is a workaround. So if we look at the Global Trade Store, the GTS, we can look at the browser. And people here sell different things. So for example, we can buy move tokens. And move tokens are essentially a one-time use, anything you want TM. So we can buy 2 of these. They're 3,000 each. These ones just posted. So I will buy 1 of those. And then I'm actually going to buy a second one, I think, as well. Here. For 3,000? Yep. And if you compare that with the prices in the shop, it's actually not bad. If you look at the TR for Swords Dance, that's 5,000. So it's actually cheaper to get a 3,000 move token than it is to get a 5,000 Swords Dance. So, like, it kind of balances out. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's go back home. And the way you use this, you just throw out your thing that you want to use it on. And use a move token. We choose Breloom. And we want you to learn... Do you not get False Swipe anymore? It should be listed here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Did we... Uh-oh. I think we may have done this for nothing. Maybe in this version of Pixelmon, Breloom can't get False Swipe anymore. Oh, that's really bad. Alright, now that my Breloom is fully trained up, it is time to get ourselves a False Swipe TM. Now, I'm not sure if it's bugged or if this is intended, but when I look in here, these NPCs in the TM shop are selling a False Swipe TM for 2,500 coins, but it's a Galarian False Swipe TM, which only works on Pokemon that appeared in Gen 8 in Sword and Shield. Breloom is not one of those Pokemon, so we need a non-Galarian TM, and this NPC over here is selling the exact same things that this one is. So I'm not sure if that's intentional or what. However, there is a workaround. So if we look at the Global Trade Store, the GTS, we can look at the browser. And people here sell different things. So for example, we can buy move tokens. And move tokens are essentially a one-time use, anything you want TM. So we can buy 2 of these. They're 3,000 each. These ones just posted. So I will buy 1 of those. And then I'm actually going to buy a second one, I think, as well. Here. For 3,000? Yep. And if you compare that with the prices in the shop, it's actually not bad. If you look at the TR for Swords Dance, that's 5,000. So it's actually cheaper to get a 3,000 move token than it is to get a 5,000 Swords Dance. So, like, it kind of balances out. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's go back home. And the way you use this, you just throw out your thing that you want to use it on. And use a move token. We choose Breloom. And we want you to learn... Do you not get False Swipe anymore? It should be listed here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Did we... Uh-oh. I think we may have done this for nothing. Maybe in this version of Pixelmon, Breloom can't get False Swipe anymore. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, so apparently the move tokens don't always work with Pokemon that do not appear in Sword and Shield. Thankfully, I was able to get help from one of the admins, and they manually added False Swipe and Swords Dance to my Breloom, so we now have Full Swipe, Mach Punch, Swords Dance, and Spore. Also, didn't mention it earlier, this Breloom has a neutral nature, which is totally fine. So now we have a solid Pokemon for catching other Pokemon. That's going to make it much easier to get the things that we actually need. So I think the next thing we want to catch is a flyer, and I am most definitely looking for a Talonflame, which means we'll have to go find Fletchling. I believe it appears in Birch Forests. So let's just go back to the Safari Zone, I guess. Safari, Beach, Taiga, Swamp, Birch Forest. Here we go. I think it spawns here, and we're basically just going to be looking for a Fletchling somewhere on the ground, which will ultimately evolve into a Talonflame. You know, it would probably be a good idea if I brought some Pokeballs with me. Alright, here we go. Fletchling. Toss out the Breloom. Give it one little False Swipe, like so. And then we go into our bag and just chuck a Pokeball at it. This is not a very hard to catch Pokemon, so we don't need to bother with Spore and using higher rarity Pokeballs and all that kind of stuff. But there we go. We have ourselves a Fletchling now. And this Fletchling has big pecs, which is the only ability it can have other than its hidden ability. And when this eventually evolves into Talonflame, it will have Flame Body, which is the ability that I want because it is great for hatching eggs. It will cut the hatch time of eggs in half. So that's perfect. How big is this guy? Ordinary size. Eventually we will breed this and make it small. But still, super important utility Pokemon. Also, it's a flyer. So you can fly on certain Pokemon in this by throwing them out and right-clicking. However, Fletchling is not a Pokemon that you can fly on. It has to evolve into Talonflame first. Alright, the next thing I want to catch is a Ralts. And I actually already have one right here. I have a male Ralts with Synchronize. I would very much like to find a female Ralts with Synchronize as well. And I also want to find a Ralts of either gender with Trace, because Trace lets you see a Pokemon's ability before you catch it, and that's super, super useful if you're out looking for like a hidden ability Pokemon or something like that. You don't have to just catch every single Pokemon of the type that you find. Oh, there's a Ralts right there. Fantastic. So let's chuck you out. We'll give it a little bit of a false swipe. There we go. And then we'll hit it with a Spore to put it to sleep. That should make it easier to catch. And then we'll just chuck a Pokeball at it. And this is a female, so we're hoping for Synchronize. But if it was Trace, you know, that would be fine too. What have we got? Let's take a peek here. Synchronize. Excellent. And a jolly nature. That's actually awesome. So the reason that Synchronize is so good is it actually allows you to greatly increase your chances of finding Pokemon with a certain nature. So if we put the Ralts with Synchronize, or any Pokemon with Synchronize, you can use Abra and stuff as well. But if you put the Pokemon with Synchronize in the first slot in your party, any wild Pokemon you run into, as long as that Pokemon is the first slot in your party, it will have a greatly increased chance to have the same nature as this Pokemon. So if I'm looking for a jolly something, we can put these here. Now the reason I wanted a female one is because I've got a male one already, and we can breed them to give us essentially all of the synchronizers, which is what we're hoping for. So let's see, this one. Okay, we can see Ralts traced Breloom's Technician. So here is our Trace Ralts. This is actually working out really well. We're getting exactly what we need. So let's give this a Spore to put it to sleep. And then we'll chuck a Pokeball at it. And then we will have both of our synchronizers to breed more, because honestly, that's just way easier than trying to catch 1,000 synchronized Pokemon. And then we also have our Trace Pokemon, so we can check abilities. So, fantastic. That's honestly great. Well, I think with the exception of Ditto, we've gotten pretty much all the utility Pokemon that we need. I just need to train up the Ralts, or the Fletchling into a Talonflame, and then start breeding these Ralts to start getting all of our synchronizers. I think we'll probably do next episode. I'm going to build our, like, hatchery, where I'll be doing all of my breeding and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, big progress. All of the important utility Pokemon, as I said, with the exception of Ditto. I still gonna need to get a Ditto for breeding, but other than that, I think I have pretty much everything we need. We're finally starting to get a little bit established, and things are going well, but I do think that I am out of time for this episode, so I'm gonna call it here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Also, my name is Stone. It's for a plugin. Don't worry about it. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.